Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Nursing with Ingrid. Thank you so much for stopping by yet once again. I absolutely appreciate you. I hope everybody has been doing well and keeping safe all this time. Today we're going to be discussing how do we exit the company after we've worked for some time and now it's time for us to resign. When it comes to resignation, it is always a very daunting thing because there's sometimes that you leave a company under bad circumstances, and sometimes it's under good circumstances where you've had a very good working relationship, but you need to move on, you need to move forward, you found something else that will satisfy you and grow your career going forward. So how do you go about resigning? The first thing you have to do is you need to make sure that you construct a beautiful resignation letter. And in that letter, the main things that you need to take cognizant of is to thank your manager or the person that hired you in the first place. You thank them for the experience they've given you, you thank them for the environment that you worked in, and you thank them for what you've learned and what you will carry on with you into your next job or your next venture. The important thing is to always be polite in your resignation letter and not have any bitterness within the letter, because that will seep through and it will show to the reader exactly how you're feeling. So put your feelings aside and make sure that you give a very good, sincere resignation letter. Why? Because you never know down the road whether you might need the very same company or the very same employer that employed you, supervisor, manager, whoever you answered to. Make sure that you leave on a very clean slate and in a very professional manner. Depending on the relationship that you've had with your supervisor or your manager, then sometimes in your letter it's okay to mention that you are going into another company in this position, and everything that you've learned in this company you'll be carrying on with you to the next company. So that is a good way of showing that you have been productive, you have learned a lot, and in the same time you are also telling your manager that they have also helped you be the person that you are now. You've grown and your career is moving forward thanks to them. Even if you are resigning on a bad note, don't burn your bridges. Under no circumstances do you burn your bridges. You can rather give them a very brief but very courteous thank you for giving me the opportunity to work here. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot, which is always the truth. Even if it's a bad experience that you've had, you've learned something from that bad experience. So always put in your resignation letter that you've learned so much, you've grown as an individual, which is a natural progression for you to move on to your next adventure. So make sure that those things are added into your resignation letter. In some companies, they will ask you for an exit interview. Now, this is very tricky waters to navigate. This is very, very tricky. You can get yourself stepped up and tripped up in this interview. So make sure that no personal feelings, no personal conflicts or struggles that you've had are brought up in this interview. The exit interview sometimes is tricky because they believe or they know that you are leaving and you are just going to spill out all the dirty laundry. So in your exit interview, you keep it brief, you keep it concise, and you stick to the facts. No emotion, only the facts. They are going to ask you questions. What can we do better? That is a tricky question because they are asking you, what did you see that you did not like in our company, and what is your reason for actually leaving? So that may come up as a purely innocent question to ask. How can we do better? And then you will go out and say your policies are messed up, your the way you structure communication in this organization is very poor. Don't go into all of that. Just very briefly and diplomatically say that there were some things that could have been done better in your opinion, but it's not a train smash. And then you can just give them one example that is very mild and say, you know what, sometimes communication wasn't as efficient as I would have liked it to be, where there was some gray areas of misunderstanding when it comes to communication, and leave it at that. Don't add names, don't add anything else that is personal, because everybody needs a job at the end of the day, and you don't know where you're going to meet the very same people in another organization, and then you've got this bad blood between the two of you already because of your exit interview. So you keep your exit interview very brief, you keep it honest. There's always something in every single one of us that somebody else will appreciate. So you find that good thing about each and every person that you've worked with in the current company, because they are going to also help when you need a reference or when you need to come back to the company and work with the very same people. How is that going to look if you are going to not be nice when you're leaving just because you are leaving, but you don't know down the road you may need the exact same people to bring you back into the company, or you might meet them somewhere else in another company. If it's about money and the reimbursement structure was not favorable to you in your opinion, that of course you can mention and say that, you know, the reimbursement policy and the way the reimbursement is structured in this company is not exactly what I'm looking for. Hence, I found another job that will satisfy my financial needs, as well as growing my career and growing my reputation. So you've always got to make sure that you mention those things, because at the end of the day, if that is your truth and that is the truth and that is how you feel, you can say that very diplomatically and very respectful at the same time. So hence, that's why I'm emphasizing, find something good no matter what it is. You know, just find that good thing and tell the person that, you know what, thank you, I enjoyed working with you because of these reasons, and I really appreciate you spending time with me or being open with me or having this wonderful working relationship that we did have. And you leave it at that. And then you grace yourself and you leave with much grace, with much respect, and with much dignity as you can muster, and you go away. And you go on to your next job. So the main thing that you need to remember is be courteous at all times, regardless of the circumstances in which you find yourself resigning. That is, it's neither here nor there. But you be the bigger person. You thank everybody. You go out graciously, and you leave a very beautiful remembrance, even to those people that were not so nice to you. They will have some compassion within them if they are human beings, and they will feel that, oh, you know what, we did do this person wrong in this instance and in that instance. However, you keep your dignity, you keep your professionalism, and you carry that on with you to the next opportunity that you have. So that's it from me in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you give it a massive thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. It's absolutely free. And if you have anything to add to this conversation and to this video, please make sure that you leave a comment down in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you and seeing what is your take and what is your opinion on this particular topic. And having said that, as usual, I'd like to say, stay safe, God bless, goodbye.